I caught a little bit of the prelims, but we in here. We in the building. Titus from the 9-8. You already know what it is. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You already know when it comes to this video, I'm always going to talk in the beginning, whether people are in here or not. I always got to remind people. People like, yo, what are you talking like this for? Da da da. Come on now. It's a little hot, so you hear some AC, some fans going. That's my room, y'all. Y'all gonna have to just hold it down, hold it down, hold it down, hold it down. Zuffa boxing. Zuffa boxing tonight was I told people Zuffa boxing is a great it's a great attribute to boxing. It's a great thing that's going on with TKO and Daniel White. I just love that we got these type of fights last night. Like we gotta make sure we keep going, man. The boxing had an amazing weekend. We had a lot of fights. If you are a boxing fan, fanatic, we got all the fights this weekend, man. I can't wait because next weekend we got Lamont Roaches versus William Cepeda. I can't wait for that. Zuffa Boxing comes back around for Saturday. I think it was August 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So, they spinning the block, you know what I'm saying? So, right after, we're just going to have this boxing. I'm just hoping for more fights, great fights. I'm hoping what we're going to see next week, if they're going to put a person for Keyshawn versus Devin Haney, how that's going to turn out. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hitchens did his thing tonight. Hitchens did his thing tonight. Um, Salas is like a good fighter, very strong fighter, coming forward. Just a very good, hard like fighter in general. But Hitchens showed that he's way levels above him. That's why I'm learning each time. Like he's great. He's a great fighter. Hitchens, he ain't got hurt at one point in time of the fight, and he was saying that was the reason why he didn't pick it up at certain moments and he didn't get him out of there. But I definitely feel like it's gonna be another fight for him that he's gonna have to do. I don't think he's gonna get a big fight yet. Tonight it wasn't enough, and I think it's because like he said, his hand got hurt. And I was wondering, I'm like, yo, like Hitchens, you got the guy on the rope. And Hitchens tonight was like Richardson Hitchens, he did an outstanding performance, but he could have got the guy out of there, but he said his hand was hurting. And I just think that they're going to put him against another fighter before they give him a big fight that he really wants. I'm going to be honest with you. It wasn't like it was a dominating performance, but it wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was all the way that where we going to be like, oh, put him against Devin Haney. He was calling out Devin Haney. He was calling out, Ryan Garcia. He called out all these people. And that, you know what I mean? Zuffa Boxing 09. We got everybody don't know about Zuffa Boxing. That's TKO. That's Daniel White. They came on tonight. Richardson Hitchens, and Berlanga did their thing for New York tonight. They did their thing, for sure. That's more than a night. So Berlanga won by TKO. I liked Berlanga's idea, and everything what it was. Hold on. What the heck is coming on my phone? All right, cool. So I think Berlanga did his best tonight. Berlanga did his best. I liked the way who he's fighting was a dangerous fighter. Like they was like could knock each other out anytime. Butler was a dangerous fighter. I don't know who that is. I just heard this Canadian guy. I'm like, got 84% chance of KOs, and I'm like, Berlanga gonna come back with that after being knocked out. You gonna come out with a big puncher, a big fighter like that? I was intrigued, and everybody knows I'm not a person that is like that. Okay. I'm just making sure that I'm still on live because people are putting question marks, doing all that stuff like that. This is Zuffa Boxing 09. I'm talking about. I don't know if everybody knows about Zuffa Boxing. This is Daniel White and it's TKO, and it's crazy that they had a conversation about the Muhammad Ali Act. I'll get to that later. I gotta learn a little bit more about it, but just know that Daniel White is coming to save boxing into a whole nother level because tonight's fights, y'all gotta check out Zuffa Boxing on Sundays. They're coming back August 8th. Make sure y'all come back August 8th. August 8th is Zuffa Boxing, another Zuffa Boxing event. Zuffa Boxing prelims are straight bangers. Someone always gets their head busted, knocked out. Y'all got to make sure y'all tune into Zuffa Boxing. Daniel White, the one that helped out the UFC, the one that's the main guy for UFC, the main promoter, is with Zuffa Boxing. He got Shakur signed. He got Richardson Hitchens signed, and he got Edgar Berlanga. Who else? I'm trying to think who else he got signed, but you know what I mean. Daniel White doing his thing. He got Shakur Stevenson signed. I know there's gonna be a few fights from that. Jose Venezuela. You know these people that the guy that beat Pitbull in a great style fight. So let's just get to it. The main events, they were good. I liked the first fight. Hackett versus what's his name? Derevchenko? Derevchenko. Derevchenko versus Hackett. This is the first fight on Zuffa, right? Hackett is a young fighter, very strong, but it was very dangerous for him. I ain't gonna lie, that was a great bloody fight. Zuffa is doing I love the way they doing certain things. I love how they killing it. So it just makes sure that like everybody knows that like Zuffa Boxing is here to stay. Y'all gotta make sure y'all tune in for August 8th. But Hackett, to me personally, needs a lot of tools to fix up. It went all the way to decision. I was a little confused. I could have been okay with a draw. He won. I gotta watch it again because I feel like the young boy Hackett, it was like, the boxing. I'm like, I see a few things. I've seen a few, but Derevchenko wasn't going nowhere. He wasn't stopping for no one. He was doing his thing. He was killing it. I was feeling like this was a good fight. It could have been a draw, but they said Hackett won. I would have to watch that over again, but it was a very explosive, going back and forth fight. Old guy versus younger guy. A lot of pressure. And it was a lot of banging heads, and that's what you expect from Zuffa Boxing. I'm just gonna let you guys know right now. This is what you expect from Zuffa Boxing. If you're in the building, remember this: it's free 99 to subscribe. Remember that it's free 99 to get in the chat. It's free 99 to subscribe. Shout out to Bryson James. Shout out to Jackson Bean, Y2P. Everybody that's in the building. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. You know what I'm saying? We talking Zuffa Boxing 09. We just talked about the first fight, Hackett versus Derevchenko. I can't. It's not Derevchenko. I keep on messing that name up. Forgive me. I'm a name butcherer. All right, I'm a name butcherer. But Hackett did his thing. He wanted a decision. He got a lot of things to tighten up. But it was a very explosive fight, and he left the older guy, all bloody and stuff like that. It was amazing. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. Tonight was good for boxing. This whole weekend, from Thursday to Sunday, great for boxing. Great for boxing. Also, let's just get. I also want to speak on this too, right? This is a big thing, right? If anybody's in here, remember it's free 99 to subscribe. I'm Titus for the 9-8. We talking Zuffa Boxing 09. We was in the building last night. We watched the Spence fight. We watched a thing. He said I only got to watch the co and the main. Listen, I only got to watch the co and the main, bro. No boxing, no life. What's good? I only got to watch no, I got to watch the first fight. The main card I got to watch. I didn't get to watch the prelims. So we could talk about that. I wanted to get into, let me tell you my opinion, no life, no boxing. No boxing, no life. Forgive me. I'm going to talk my opinion first, and then you could just write in the comments, and I'll say it on here. So basically, Hitchens did his thing. His hand got hurt from what he explained. That's why he couldn't finish the fighter. Salez out. Salez is very much of a good fighter, very strong coming forward, but he gotta go to the body for more. Like Hitchens could have did way better, and that is the only time that I see that people truly know that. Let me just be honest with you, right? When people are in that ring and they don't know what they're doing, they moving around like Hitchens does. It's a beautiful sight. It was a dominating performance, but it's like, yo, you could go to the body a little bit more. I know his hand hurt and everything, but as a Mexican fighter, or going against a Mexican fighter, excuse me, when you go against a Mexican fighter, you gotta go to that body. I think Hitchens would have went to the body more. He would have actually got the guy out maybe the 5th round, to be honest with you, before his hand even got hurt. It was just like he was very much of a head hunter, and that's a lot of problems with the younger fighters coming up, like around my age bracket, 25 and up. They just like have this thing where they're head hunters, and it's like, yo, bro, if you were just hooking around the body, get into that midsection, hit into the jab, you know what I'm saying? Hitchens would have did something. He would have did some damage and would have got him out of there by the 5th round. But it was a beautiful performance. I loved it. I loved how he was moving. He did get caught with a few shots. He could have kept his left up a little bit more, but that is the great. That is the great. All day content, bros. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Yeshua, that's his name. Whether you whether people, I don't get into that, but that's the original name. But I want to tell people this, right? When we come into this boxing realm, right? We always want to make sure that we know what we're watching, right? Now, that was an amazing performance by Hitchens. He got the excellent, footwork, head movement, but it's he's going to call for another fight that's not a big fighter because he didn't do his thing all the way. And that's the thing about what people got to understand. People got to understand that. People got to understand this, right? I want to see. Hold on. Where the F it go? You want me to try something, and I can't try it because I can't find it. Anyway, you got to make sure that y'all know like what time it is. Is it no boxing, no life. Where is it at with you with the Hitchens? Let's talk about Hitchens before we talk about Berlanga. Cause I was a little surprised by Berlanga. I ain't gonna lie, that's not my favorite fighter. I ain't gonna lie, Berlanga is not my favorite fighter. He's very cocky, he's very arrogant. I think he's a lot all talk, but I see that he has learned from his ways tonight. But I want to get into Hitchens. No boxing, no life. What you feel about Hitchens fight? I know you've seen the co-main and then you've seen the main. So let's talk about the co-main first. Because like I said, Hitchens did his thing. He could have did more. I feel like, what I mean, he did a still an outstanding performance. Still can't be touched, can't be F with, but it needs a little bit more. Hitchens did his thing tonight. Okay. I need you to go a little bit more. Like, what did you feel like where his best performance was at? I feel like the fourth, maybe fifth, or maybe fourth, fifth. I gotta go back. Maybe it was the fourth or fifth. I seen Hitchens do a lot of good moves off the ropes. The moves off the ropes and that countering was, that was sweet. I love that. I love that part of the fight with Hitchens. He was countering and doing his little boom off the ropes, and I love that he was like, come forward. That is great showmanship. That is great boxing. The moving around will never be good for me. I ain't gonna lie. I know Floyd used to do that back in the day. I know Hitchens got that from Floyd at the end of the rounds, at the end of the fight. You know what I mean? You start moving around like, oh, you can't touch me, you can't hit me. It could get the showmanship, but that looks like running to a lot of people. That's why they used to say Floyd used to run, and Floyd did not run. He was always in pocket, just like Hitchens was tonight. But when you get to doing that celebration at the end and the 12th round and moving around and all that shit, niggas gonna call you like a runner or some shit like that. Niggas don't like that. I ain't gonna lie. People don't like that. I don't really like that. I'm not a fan of that. So but other than that, Hitchens did his thing. I loved his movement. I loved how the way he fought. I love his counter punching. It was amazing. I feel like he did very well off the ropes. Now, Berlanga was in a dangerous ass fight tonight. Edgar Berlanga, excuse me. I be messing up. I'm a name butcherer. I'm a name butcherer, y'all. I'm just gonna be honest with you, especially boxing. They got all these Germans and French people. He said, "Did you get to watch Spence on the ring?" I think. Did we talk about it earlier? Did we get to watch the Spence on the ring? I think I said, yeah, I spoke on the last live that I watched Spence, and I was just feeling like that. I'm happy he retired. I'm happy that I'm happy that he went forward and moving into the retirement, because boxing is, just it was his time to go, man. He did the best thing he did. Like, people tend to forget. Everybody blames that car wreck. I get a little mad. You know why? Because Terrence Crawford is a great fighter, and y'all taking that away from him after Spence beat Ugas and Danny Garcia. After the car wreck, Spence beat Danny Garcia and Ugas. And then Crawford fought him and he lost. Boxing caught up with him. That's all it was. Boxing and time caught up with him. Them tune-ups, no tune-ups. This is what we gotta add in. No boxing, no life. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. That Earl Spence not having no tune-ups in 3 years, taking off and all that stuff like that, he know he should have retired. He know better than that. That's all I'm gonna say with that one. He know better than that. He know better than to come in that boxing fight. He just, you know what I'm saying? Tim Tszyu, his time is like coming to. I think he wants to get a title, but I think he should get that title up right after that. I don't think he should keep fighting. That you're doing it for money at this point, because I think your boxing catching up to him too a little bit early, and that happens. You could be young and everything, but boxing will catch up to you fast and early in the movement. My lips dry. Got some water now, so I can talk more. But yeah, boxing, can't play boxing. Tonight, the prelims, I didn't get to see. I got to see the highlights of the prelims, but the prelims of Zuffa boxing, everybody needs to tune into Zuffa boxing. Like, this is not a game. Daniel White is in the building. Like, he's making sure he puts on the best, like, tailor-made style fights where we can see knockouts, we get to see blood, we get to see excitement, we get to see entertainment. I'm always entertained with a Zuffa boxing card. And they're coming back around August 8th. Remember, the lock in on August 8th. August 1st is Lamont Roach versus William Cepeda. Now back to Berlanga. Berlanga, right? He did a dangerous fight. He was getting against a puncher, someone that was very much like a viper when it comes to punching. Very smooth, very quick, but very calculated and will laying that punch at any time, any moment. It was a very dangerous first round because I could just feel the tension. Everybody knows like when you in that ring and you first round, anybody could get it, and it's very dangerous first round. Berlanga versus Butler. Berlanga came in the round, very cautious, very smooth. Butler too, because they know they got the knockout power that even if the one person gets dazed, he could come out and hit him with a good shot and get him. And that's what it was tonight. I seen Butler get Berlanga a few times. Berlanga was getting bang. You know what I'm saying? Bang. You know, Berlanga, I be feeling like he's chinny sometimes and stuff like that. But, he has showed a lot of heart tonight. He went against a Butler, a great fighter. He's 84% when it comes to knockouts. Like, and he did his thing. And he got the TKO win. Like, everybody knew it was just like, you got to be on your feet. It's just something and that's just one thing that I had to learn was that in boxing, you can't play boxing. You got to know who you're in front of. Berlanga played very smart tonight and made me respect him. I'm going to be honest with you. I lost a little respect. I think he was just all talk and he just want to pop it and all that stuff like that. But tonight, I could tell he tuned it up a little bit, be more smarter, be more cautious. Even when he got Butler in the like vulnerable positions and stuff, pause, he came forward in a smooth, calm manner. Smooth, calm manner. Bah, 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 bah. Trying to get that, that punch. But there was times that Butler hurt Berlanga too. He even dropped Berlanga, I think the first round, second round, the first round, second round. First round going to the second round. Okay, cool. It was like the last couple of seconds of the first round. Berlanga gets dropped, right? I'll be real with you, right? I thought Berlanga might have got discouraged after that. But Berlanga showed a lot of heart tonight. Came back in the second round, did his thing, and kept going and pushing forward until he knocked down Butler. And Butler was on his knee. And I was like, this is a good fight because it was so dangerous. They was hurting each other back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it was like, who's going to knock each other out? That's what we came back to. And who was going to knock each other out? And if y'all coming in, y'all tuning in, it's Titus for the 9-8. I'm just going to make an impression on y'all real quick. I want to let y'all know, thank you for coming in. Jump in the chats, do whatever you got to do. I'm still talking boxing, but I just want to thank y'all real quick. It's free 99 to subscribe. It's free 99 to subscribe. It's free 99 to get in the chat. Free 99 to hit the like and get in the comments. Berlanga, you earned some respect from me today. I didn't really understand you, and I'm like, this guy's all talk, but I can see he really wants it. He's getting smarter with his boxing. I felt like he showboated a little bit after the TKO. He wanted to stand over the ref said like he waved it off. The ref waved it off. He grabbed and tripped over the fighter, Butler, and here comes Berlanga. That be the things where it's like that entertaining and the showmanship and all that. Like you gonna punch over him. Like come on, Berlanga was over here acting like he was going to just punch him while the fight was over. The ref waited off. He tripped and fell on Butler to let him know like the fight's over. Berlanga gonna come over like I'm gonna punch you in your face. Like bro, you wasn't gonna do nothing. I'm sorry, Berlanga he's so extra, bro. I don't know. New Yorkers be extra. You always run into some extra New Yorkers. There's only a few cool ones that I knew growing up. Cause I'm from PA and I grew up with most New Yorkers all my life. So it's just like, it is what it is. But there's only a select few that's cool. All the other ones be all extra. And that's what Berlanga reminded me of. It's extra-ish. And I really didn't like him. I'm gonna be real with you. I feel like he was all talk, but you know what I mean? He's getting better. He got a lot to work on a little bit too. He was getting hit with an over right hand, and that was doing a lot of work. Because every time they hit each other, it was just like their head would shake. Like it was a quick jerk, bang. It was like, yo, damn. Every time Berlanga versus Butler, tonight of Zuffa Boxing was the night of boxing. And if you're tuned in, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Everybody get in the chat. I want to hear what y'all, your thoughts. No boxing, no life. Are you still in here? I want to know in detail what you liked about the Berlanga fight. No boxing, no life. If you're still in here, tell me what you feel about the Berlanga fight in your own way, in your own detail. I want to hear about it. Whew. I need refreshments. No boxing, no life. You still in the building. You still in the building. Talk about Berlinga in details how you felt about that fight, man. I don't know if he's in the building or not, but I just want to let y'all know Berlinga earned my respect. Hitchens did his thing. There's nothing else. There's nothing else around it. I want to know who got the best performance tonight. Let me see, Hitchens or Berlinga. I was in front of my face. They some disrespectful little fuckers, ain't they? I gotta try to do this new thing when it's asking the what's best performance. Hitchens or Berlinga. If anybody else in the building, get the voting on top. I'm trying something new. Like it just I can't move it any other else. You don't want to. I guess I gotta look at the chat. So it's like, oh, you can't move it right here. But if y'all can see it, I don't know if y'all can see it. It says best performance, Hitchens or Berlinga. Who you felt like did they best? I like the Berlingo's fight more because it was more dangerous. Hitchens could have did better. He could have got the guy up out of there, but he said his hand hurt, so I gotta give him that excuse. But you're gonna have to fight someone else, Hitchens. No boxing, no life, says Berlinga. I agree. I feel like Berlinga is more of a dangerous fight for me to kept me on my feet because I feel like he could get knocked out. I feel like Butler could get knocked out. They could knock each other out at the same time. It was that dangerous. I ain't gonna lie. Like he could just end up hitting both, boo, and they both go to the ground. That's how dangerous these people's power punching was. Like, no doubt. Like I just felt like these guys was dangerous the whole entire time. I feel like another thing was, this is sad to say, right? For Hitchens, I feel like Hitchens, he got the potential to be one of the greats. What he really lacks is that you could go and rip at the body and go body, head, body. That in boxing will get you a long way, especially with Mexican fighters. Most Mexican fighters can get knocked out on the chin. They can't get knocked out on the chin. That's why Canelo, you couldn't really get to Canelo. Crawford showed a little bit of glimpse that he could have got to Canelo. Like he could have stopped him towards like the 12th round if y'all paid close attention to them last 25 seconds of the 12th round against Crawford versus Canelo. You would be like, or maybe was it 30 seconds of the It was maybe just look at the 30 seconds of Crawford versus Canelo. You would be like, oh, Bud almost had Canelo like knocked down because that's how frustrated he was. You go for the body. That's the only thing I kept on saying to the screen when it came to Hitchens. Go for the body. Oh, wrap your hand, wrap that hook around to that body, man. I mean, come on. Like I was getting, you get to that midsection because I felt like he could have got him out here a long time ago. And he was saying his hand hurt, but I'm like, yo, no offense, like you could have did the body shots any time in the round. My bad. I'm just looking at my little mustache. I definitely need a haircut. But yeah, it's just like you could have went to the body any time of the round, bro. What are you doing? Like you could have went to the body any time of the round. You could have got him out of there by the 4th, 5th round. I'm just tired of people, these boxers, not knowing how to cut the ring off and forcing themselves into better situations. Hitchens just doesn't have the experience yet to have made that adjustment. No boxing, no life. If he wants to fight the real fighters, he has to find it. That's my thing with the experience. He went against Gambosas. He went against a few good fighters. He got hurt before and showed some dogs, so I know he's not afraid to fight back. You know what I'm saying? I just really feel like you gotta get somebody in that ring with him that is a big fighter, but I don't think he's gonna get a big fighter anytime soon. Let me be real with you. He could talk all that ish on he wants on Twitter or X. It is what it is. But you saying he doesn't have the experience, it's not going to help him out because he wants big fights. He wants big fights against Haney. He wants fights against Keyshawn or Ryan Garcia. And it's like, all right, cool. Teofimo's up there. Rolly's up there. 147 is dangerous. Let me just say, 147 is dangerous. 140 is okay. It's dangerous up there too because you got Shakur Stevenson if he would want to stay up there. Because I don't know if Lamont Roach versus Stevenson happens, if it happens, I don't know if Lamont Roach is gonna go up to 140. I think he did. Wait, time out. I think he was one. Hey, he was 140 against Pitbull. Yeah, I think he was 140 against with Pitbull, so he might come up there. If I'm not mistaken, was that 140 or 135? I think that was 140. Hold on, let me do my Googles. All right, no boxing, no life said when Canelo fought Liam Smith in 2016, Canelo also messed up his right hand, and Canelo started attacking the body and eventually got the KO to the body. That's what you do with most fighters. People are the most vulnerable right here. Mexican fighters, you can't knock them out up on the chin all the time, so you gotta go to the body. Go body, head, body. If you do these things, you're gonna succeed forward into a fight. And that is a great example, and I think that people need to understand that. But hold on, wait a minute, because Lamont Roach, if I'm not mistaken, fought Pitbull at 140. That means we could get the Shakur fight up there, which I want that fight. I don't want Shakur Stevenson at 135 no more. I don't. I don't want to see it. I felt like when he went against Teofimo, I felt like he had a lot more pop, a lot more power. He had Teofimo's eye all swollen. Buster, when's the last time you saw Shakur Stevenson bust someone's eye open or had him bleeding? Anytime in 135 division. You didn't. Until he moved up to 140. So if Lamont Roach wins and beats William Zepeda, I think Lamont Roach would have to go to 140 and fight Shakur Stevenson. It was 140, no boxing. Thank you. I was just sitting there, right, thinking to myself, if Lamont Roach wins next week, which I'm hoping he does against William Zepeda, gets the title, and I want him to move up to 140 to fight Shakur Stevenson. That gotta be the next fight. Lamont Roach versus Shakur Stevenson gotta be the next fight. That would be a good fight. I think that's what we're waiting on. I think what Shakur Stevenson is waiting on is that William Zepeda versus Lamont Roach Jr. Because I think Roach will go up to 140 and fight Shakur Stevenson. I don't want Shakur Stevenson at 135 no more. I know that he's up. You know why? Because I need him to mature in his body so he can go up to 147 and fight Devin Haney. I don't think Devin Haney's going to go at 144. He said he agreed to it and all this other stuff like that. But honestly, I'd rather him grow into 147. I'd rather Shakur Stevenson grow into 147 and then fight Devin Haney and them and stuff like that up at 147. Keyshawn Davis is a very dangerous fighter for Devin Haney, and Devin Haney is a very dangerous fighter for Keyshawn Davis. They never fought each other on a certain level before. I think Keyshawn Davis is in a fight of experience and also of a quicker fighter, a person that's really, really good off the back foot. So that's going to be an amazing fight. We got to know who beats that, who wins that. But Shakur Stevenson, to be honest with you, is a dangerous fight for Lamont Roach. But Lamont Roach could be a dangerous fighter for Shakur Stevenson. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? People that was tuned in, man. People that tuned in, coming into the building. Talk about the best performance, Hitchens or Berlanga. If you watch the Zuffa boxing tonight, and I want y'all to like, comment, subscribe. We just here to talk boxing. We vibe out. We got no boxing, no life in the building. We got a few people in the building. Get in the chat, get your name shouted out, ask a question. Let's talk boxing. Let's do it. That's what we here for. We here to talk boxing, bro. But I was making a valid point. Lamont Roach versus Shakur Stevenson is a fight at 140. But we got to see what Lamont Roach does against William Zepeda. He's a very pressure fighter when it comes to his volume. William Zepeda is not no joke, and Shakur Stevenson fought him before. I think that's why I want it so much, because we want to see the performance. I feel like Lamont Roach got to perform next weekend, because I feel like if he performs great, that's going to give him the fight against Shakur Stevenson. That if Lamont Roach Jr. versus William Zepeda and he does his thing, make sure y'all come in the building and y'all subscribe. If Lamont Roach does his thing against William Zepeda next week and he does a better performance or something a little bit more better than Shakur, I think that's going to be the next fight, Lamont Roach Jr. versus Shakur Stevenson. And why not? Lamont Roach is supposed to be the person that beat Tank Davis. Even though it was a draw, I felt like Lamont Roach won that fight. I'm going to be real with you. And I'm a Tank Davis fan. But I don't sugarcoat nothing. I don't sugarcoat nothing. Nothing. I'm not. I'm gonna be straightforward. I feel like Tank Davis lost that fight against Lamar Roach, and I think it was like a good. Some people say 7-5. I was like 8-4. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna be real with you. I didn't feel like. If you paid attention, Tank was trying to bite Roach at that fight. Even he showed the replay back, and I'm like, yeah, he trying to bite you. I saw that. I remember I went live last year. It was that a year or two ago. It was a year or two ago. I was when the Roach fight happened. I'm like, did he try to bite him? Like I was so going off that. Like, why would you try to bite him? Like, you was really lost in the sauce like that. Like, I can't wait. Roach didn't do his thing against Pitbull that he should have. No boxing, no life. You no boxing, no life. You did not see him try to bite him. You didn't go. Listen, I don't know which round it was, but he tried to bite him. Go back to that fight. Tank versus Lamont Roach. Go back to the fight. Tank definitely tried to bite the nigga ear. Bro, you don't remember? It's on YouTube. It don't even matter. Go watch that fight again. Go watch that Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach fight. Tank tried to bite the bull ear because he was getting frustrated. It was in the latter or later rounds. Bruh, that's how I knew. I was like, yo, what happened to my favorite fighter? Yeah, bro. You'll jump back on the live again. It don't even matter. You know what I mean? You'll check it out later. We'll jump back on the live again, bro. Anybody that's in the building, it's free 99 to subscribe. Make sure you get in the comments, get in the chat right now. We are talking boxing. We were talking Zuffa boxing '09. Now I'm talking Lamont Roach versus Shakur Stevenson if he beats William Cepeda. If he beats William Cepeda. William Cepeda is a good fighter. I'm cheering for Lamont Roach because I want to see that fight. Because Lamont Roach is supposed to be the one that beat Tank Davis. But I see what Tank was trying to do beforehand. Tank was trying to frustrate Lamont Roach because Lamont Roach got a temper and he loses his focus. That's what he showed me in that Pitbull fight. I seen why, like, the tactics that he was doing, Tank was doing in the ring. He was doing little funny tactics and stuff like that. But if you paid attention to that fight, no boxing, no life, and people that's in the building, if you go back to that Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach fight, if y'all paid attention when he got off that knee, when Tank got off that knee and he was throwing combinations, he was getting the Roach. There's a little vulnerability when he throws volume. When Tank Davis got off the knee and we kept on start fighting forward and fighting back against Lamont Roach had a little bit of a problem with that. I want to see him against William Cepeda and see what happens. Because William Cepeda is a volume fighter next week. It's going to be very dangerous for him. Lamont Roach has a tough task at hand. Excuse me. He has a tough task at hand. Straight up. He has a tough task at hand. Because when I noticed, and I think people don't go back to that fight enough. Everybody keeps talking about the knee. But we don't remember when Tank Davis got off the knee and he started applying more pressure and throwing more punches. Instead of looking for a punch, he started throwing a little bit more punches in combination to the body, to the head. He was giving Lamont Roach a little bit of a problem. And I started to think, like, was William Cepeda give Lamont Roach a little bit more of a problem next week? Throwing volume punches and giving him that pressure coming forward? Like, will we see it? Like, I want to see how Lamont Roach adjusts. God dang it. Just get nervous during the camera, Titus. Let's talk straight, man. We ain't doing no stuttering, no crazy shit, man. We live here, man. We live. All right, we live. Whew. It'll be similar to the Cruz fight. Whew. I don't know. It depends on William Cepeda. Because the Cruz fight, I'm going to be real with you. You might be right. But William Cepeda, what I learned about Lamont Roach Jr. is you could get in his head. And that's what Tank was trying to do. He was trying to throw him off, but he couldn't because Tank, like Roach knew he was going to try to throw him off. He knew he was going to throw him off. But he didn't expect Pitbull to throw him off and get hit with a good shot. And then he got off his game plan and he had an attitude problem. Didn't want to listen to his father and all that stuff like that. Lamont Roach, great fighter, but I could see where little flaws that he has that could make him lose. If you get inside his head and you keep on applying enough pressure, you might get the win. Because I don't know. I think the Cruz fight was a draw, right? Yeah, it was a draw. I think the Cruz fight was a draw. That was I gotta watch that fight again. I think Lamont Roach was like really just off the game plan, and he could have easily beat Cruz. Could have easily beat Pitbull. Thank you. It was no boxing, no life. Thank you. It was a draw. I feel like he could easily beat him. Lamont Roach didn't understand like it's an easy like Pitbull is a target sometimes, and I don't like talking about Pitbull like that because he's a great fighter, come forward, but you know his style when he get in the ring. You already know what to expect. We already know what like Pitbull comes to do. Like you know what his style. He tried to switch his style up there in that fight a little bit and try to box more with Lamont Roach, but Pitbull, that's not your style. You know what you coming there for. You coming for the knockout. I want you to go first. That other guy, what was that? It was another Mexican guy he fought before he fought Lamont Roach. He didn't fight that guy again. We need another. We need another fight like that. Let me find his name, cause he deserves a shout out. He deserves a shout out. He deserves a shout out because I think he did great against Pitbull. Ferrero. Yup. 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 I think that's him. That dude. That was a bang. That was a banger. They need to do a part two of that. And if Cruz don't got no one to fight, I always say Isaac Cruz and Isak or something like that. Yeah, Angel did his thing in that fight, bro. Angel did his thing. Cruz did his thing. We need a part. We need another one of that. I feel like if you ain't got no one to fight right now, fight him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Pitbull, get back in the ring. That's who just fought Durante on Benavidez undercard. Mm. I don't. You know what's funny? I gotta go back to that fight, but I like. I'm not a fan of Oscar like that. Durante. I'm a name butcher. Forgive me, but yeah, I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of his, and I don't remember that fight like that. I think he won. I think Oscar won, right? Or yeah, I'm not a fan of Oscar Durate or Durate, whatever you want to call her. Like I'm not a fan of his. Like he's not nothing special. Oscar won. Okay, he said he won. Okay, Oscar. I personally believe like when it comes to fighting, he's nothing special, but he brings something to the ring where it's like it gives you a good opponent. You know what I'm saying? It works on. He's a good tune up. He was a good tune up for Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? He was a good tune up for Ryan Garcia, and it was just like Hitchens didn't get a chance to display with him that he should have displayed. It could have gone either way. Yeah, I gotta go back to that. I don't want to go back to that fight. I ain't gonna lie. We going to bigger and better things, but I feel like that part two to the to to Pitbull and Angel should happen for real. I ain't gonna lie. I would like to see that again. Pitbull's return would be amazing. They did not speak about what is the undercard looking like for Lamont Roach. Like, what was the undercard looking like that? They did not promote that. I don't like that. They did not promote that fight enough for me. Like, I ain't, or the undercard. I'm trying to, let me go Google. Let me go Google. Let me do my due diligence real quick, y'all. Let me do my due diligence real quick. I'm trying to find out, like, the Lamont Roach undercard. Because what the fluff? Like, do we have an undercard? Like, did they announce it? Did they show it? Ooh, okay. Ooh, okay. They got Murataya. He's coming back. That's the one that beat Andy Cruz. Okay. I need images. I need to make sure they need to start dropping these undercards a little bit. But this undercard, The only fight I'm looking for is to probably the Morataya fight, the one that beat Andy Cruz. That's the only fight I'm looking forward to under this card. I'm not familiar with some of these fighters like Charles Cannell or I'm not familiar with these fighters, bro. I'm just gonna look. I'm just looking for Mattia. Mattia did his thing against Andy Cruz. It disappointed me because Andy Cruz was my guy. He just won a fight off a KO. Shout out to him. I feel like he needs to keep going up and probably get that Murataya rematch. I would love to see that. I would love to see Andy Cruz because Andy Cruz was so much potential. He was great in amateurs, but the pros is like I don't know. Even though he got a knockout, Mattia versus Shakur should be a go. It, see, dang it, the Lamont Roach and Mattia on the same card next week. That is you. That Mattia like versus. Oh man, Shakur is definitely a good fight, and they're both for the next. See, Shakur got. I think Shakur is looking for that fight. I think he's gonna go after Roach, because Roach is the guy that supposedly beat Tank, even though it was a draw, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all subscribe. It's free 99. Even though Lamont Roach had a draw, I had him winning. A few people had him winning against Tank Davis. So if a Shakur go against him and fights him, what would that look like? You feel what I'm saying? That's what I think Shakur is looking at. But Murataya would definitely be a good fight for Shakur Stevenson as well. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see that fight happen. I would love to see that rumble. It just like boxing is doing very good, but we need a banger. I feel like we got good fights, but we need a banger. And I think August 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, that's the date for Rolly versus Tio. That's gonna be a banger. I think that's gonna be a banger. I think that ain't gonna lie, Rolly versus Tio. I think people are sleeping on Rolly, but Rolly he got that power, and he's very awkward. I don't know Tio. Tio, you know, his last fight he looked a little shaky. I think he's gonna be a little more better, obviously, but we don't know. We don't know what to expect from this fight. I don't know what to expect from Rolly. Who I got versus Rolly versus Tio. I'm assuming that's what you're saying, from Rolly versus Tio or Morataya from Shakur. Oh, he said I got Rolly for upset. The funny thing is, I can see that happen. I can see Tio female. This is a 60-40 fight. 60 is going to Tio Fimo. Reason why I said 60-40 is because we don't know how Tio's going to be at 147 at that weight. He might got a little bit more pop in that weight. Like Shakur had a little bit more pop against him at 140. If that makes sense. No boxing, no life. I want to say 60-40 going towards Tio. I got Tio Fimo winning. Rolly definitely could knock him out. Rolly definitely could hit him with some shit and definitely be an upset. So I could see your opinion. But I definitely got 60-40. I definitely got 60-40 going towards Tio. That's how I just look at it. But I could see Rolly upsetting him, getting a knockout. I could see it. But we don't know. This is the beautiful thing, right? We know what Rolly looks like at that weight. We don't know, excuse me, what Teofimo looks at that weight. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. We do not know what Teofimo Lopez looks at 147. He might got a little bit more power, because speed brings more. Speed brings power of its own. But he might got a little more pop at 147 because he got a little more weight on him. Or it could be slowing down his weight. It could be slowing down his speed. It's up to Teofimo and what we see. We sort of see with Rolly. Rolly looks strong. He got awkward style. He got a little bit more speed, but he got a lot of power. We already know what Rolly's coming in the ring with when it comes to Teofimo. But we don't know what Teofimo is going to come in the ring with. But I got 60-40 core towards Teofimo. And that's going to be a banger. They didn't drop the undercard for that fight. They need to get that undercard right. Cause I I to me, the undercard for Roach and Zepeda is a little mid. It's a little mid. Did they come up with a fight against Rolly? I don't think they got. I don't think they got an undercard for Rolly yet. Rolly versus T.O. I don't think they got. I don't think they got an undercard yet. They said this is gonna be a three co-featured. Oh, this is supposedly. I don't know if this is true or not. This is from AI. I don't know. We could trust AI like that, yeah. But they're trying to say there's feature champions on the card. Supposedly, Fendora is gonna be on this card. I don't know if that's going. Fendora's supposedly Fendora's gonna be on this card. Brandon Figueroa, Jesus Ramos Jr. But I supposedly Fendora is gonna be on this card. I don't know. I don't know. We got so Rolly versus T.O. Fendora is supposed to be featured on this card. This is what it says on AI and Google, people. I don't know if it's the truth or not. All right. If you're in the building, it's Titus from the 9-8. It's free 99 to subscribe. We talking boxing. Jump in the chat. Come fuck with your boy. That's all we doing right now is talking boxing. Hitchens did his thing. Berlanga did his thing. Berlanga won from the TKO, putting hands and paws on niggas and shit like that. You know what I mean? Getting a knockout, getting a TKO. And, you know, he was a little entertaining, but he almost got, you know, he got dropped the first round. He almost got hurt, too, and could have lost. You know, very dangerous fight for him, but he showed a lot of heart and got the win. And Hitchens did his outstanding performance with his, you know, speed, agility, IQ, going crazy with the counter punching off the ropes. It was a great fight for Zuffa boxing. I liked the first fight, Hackett versus Sergio, I think his first name, or is it Derevchenko. God dang it. Derevchenko. Derevchenko versus Hackett. Good fight. Zuffa is always producing good fights. They're making tailor-made fight styles. Shout out to Zuffa Boxing. If y'all in the building, don't forget it's free 99 to subscribe. That's my little saying. It's free 99 to subscribe. I've been in here for 47 minutes. I'm going to try to make the 50-minute mark, and then I'm going to head out, or 50 minutes plus, okay? Because I want y'all to get in the chat. Y'all got to talk to me. Shout out to No Boxing, No Life. We always got good conversations. I don't know, man. I don't know. What's the next fight I'm looking forward to? It's Ryan Garcia versus Conor Ben. Conor Ben is a good fighter, but I don't think he's... if we see a disciplined Ryan Garcia, that fight is going to be a very fun fight, but I think Ryan Garcia is going to be the victor. I think Ryan Garcia might be the victor of that fight. Straight up. I could see Ben getting a possibility, but it's like he has too many flaws. I ain't going to lie to you. He has too many flaws. I feel like there's too much availability for Conor Ben to get hit. Too much availability. I feel like it's too much availability for Conor Ben to get hit. I don't know what else to say about that fight. If no boxing, you want to say something, you can say it, but I'm just feeling like I see Ryan Garcia taking that fight in September. Other than that, I just want to get the Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney confirmed. Next week, they're supposed to be doing a bid for a purse. Like, what's going on there, man? I think they just... The Haney's ran their mouth. Now you got, you know, Keyshawn's your mandatory. Go handle that. That's gonna be the fight. When that is confirmed, I'm going live. I'm going to talk about that fight. Too fast, them punches are landing. You saying for Ryan Garcia? Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah. Conor Ben is very like powerful fighter, but he's not comfortable in throwing proper punches. Conor Ben can get to Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia is talented, but if you could really be a dog and go against Ryan Garcia in a real way, he's not a tough dude. Ryan Garcia is... I figured that. No boxing. You were saying yes. I figured that. But I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think like Conor Ben will have to not only put on a great performance and be very sharp, but be very coming forward and not be afraid of the left hook or that weird overhand right hook he developed with Marios Barrios. I don't know what that was. It was just like hit your medulla and magala, medulla malagala. I messed that whole word up. I'm a name butcherer and a word butcherer, but he just would mess up his man. You know what I mean? It's mada, boom, just punching on his head, bang. Bang. I don't know what that overhook Ryan Garcia was doing against Barrios. I don't know what that was. But Conor Ben is very much available for them punches. I just feel like Ryan Garcia is so aggressive with that when them punches. But I feel like if he takes them punches well and fights smart and comes forward, he could take the heart out of Ryan. The weight is going to be an issue from 160 to 147. Yeah. For Conor Ben, yeah, yep. We don't know. They're questioning. I think Conor Ben, not Conor Ben, Ryan Garcia was on stream and was saying we don't know if he's gonna make weight. We don't know if he's gonna make weight. Conor Ben is just something that is a question mark. I ain't gonna lie. Conor Ben is a question mark. We don't know what to see from him. We don't understand what he's going to do. We're not very much familiar. Excuse me, I'm looking out my window, cautious, and keeps me focusing around my environment. But what I was saying was, yep, Conor Ben from that weight, I don't know. Conor Ben is like, he's a great fighter, but he just doesn't stick out. Crawford said, literally, I just think he don't like Ryan Garcia. Crawford said Conor Ben could win. Yeah, if he takes the heart away from Ryan Garcia, but you gotta box a certain way. That's what it is. I'm outside of Philly. No boxing, no life. I'm from Reading. That's a part of Pennsylvania. Very much dominated by Spanish now, but that Reading is outside of Philadelphia, like 2 or 3 hours. We in the building. We in the building. We in the building. I think that try to keep my energy up, y'all. We 52 minutes in. I got 5 likes. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. I need this channel to grow. I need to figure out how to. Yo, no boxing, no life. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta I forgot what episode. I'm gonna show the episode right now. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you. No boxing. Listen. I just made a fan question on the Portaway podcast. Zuffa boxing. Oh nine. I'm about to show. I'm about to show no life that on the you know what I mean. I made the question the fan question. Shout out to the Portaway podcast. It was like 3 episodes ago, 2 episodes ago. I need to get on that platform, man. I need to get on that platform, y'all. I need to get on that platform, man. I need to get a platform to go and grow out of this because it's like I can't be stuck in like 600. I need to get in thousands. I need to get this bread. No boxing, make it happen. We gotta make it happen. We're gonna make it happen for sure. But I'm gonna show you. I made it. Nah, I ain't make it, but it was a wink at the universe. One more. Let's get up out of here. It's Titus from the 98. TYTUSFROMDA98. That's my own YouTube. I don't know if you can hear it because I got fans and ACs running. Podcast. So I have a question that has A, B, and C to it. So, what are the biggest things in your guys' opinion? Shout out to No Boxing No Life. I appreciate you. Are missing? And I'm talking about the fighters that are coming up, the fighters that are relevant. What are they missing of today's? A, the combination, throwing more punches and risking themselves a little bit more for the fight to be more exciting. We got people that throw combinations, but you know, understand what I'm saying. More boxers doing it. B, cutting that ring off, making sure the opponent goes the way they want them to go and stuff like that. This is the Portaway Podcast. Or C, getting the deal and the fight done. You know, either you gotta take a pay cut or you feel like you're gonna lose your O. Getting the fight done. What do you feel like is missing of today's boxing for these young fighters? Appreciate you guys, and I'm out. Terrible question, Titus. All three. Moving on. I'm just playing. Go ahead. Yeah, this was that was a wink at the universe. Like, keep going. Cause I ain't making no bread, no money right now. So it's like, keep going. Listen, I think I don't know where the disconnect is, where fighters aren't being more offensive. I think that's kind of, I don't know. I don't know. I need to get on this. I need to get on that platform, man. I just wanted to show it. And did they label these episodes? So it's episode 291. I'm the last. I'm at 106. I'm the last person. I got it's a week at the universe. If I'm not gonna do the boxing podcasting, it's gonna be something in entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be music. It's gonna be, you know what I mean? I'm a writer as well too, so it might be a movie. It might be anything. I'm multi-talented, so you never know how I'm gonna get it. But it might be through the YouTube. Great question, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. It was a great question. He loved the question. If you go back to if you go to 106, an hour and 6 minutes on episode of the Portaway Podcast 291, that's when you're gonna see me ask the question. And I liked how he answered. He's like, it's really all three. It's really all three. And he really was going into detail, and I like that I got a chance and opportunity to get my. I just was looking like, dang, I'll come in next time. Because I really did. You should see me. I lay it down. I'm watching it. I said, dang, I come in the next time. I got to make sure I get my video right, you know, do everything. No Boxing, No Life says just stay consistent with whatever you got going on, and I'll check it out the whole video. Go ahead, John, do your thing. No Boxing, No Life. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate anybody that supports me, man, because it's a long journey, and I'm gonna have ups and downs. I've been inconsistent because of passings of people, you know, going through a lot of emotions with myself and everything. But you know, this is where you have to understand where this builds character. This is where you become a great person in life by going through adversity and being on top of it, being able to move forward. Your thoughts don't control you. They you know, thoughts come with frequency. Sometimes you be on certain frequencies and doing certain things that you shouldn't be doing, or you have energies around you. You gotta be very mindful of what you let in when you're watching all the time what you're doing. I gotta stop neglecting love from coming into my atmosphere. I watch a lot of gangster movies, a lot of savage things, people getting, you know, unalived on Instagram, the shootings, because I'm like, I'm trying to be on point. I'm trying to be on this and then the third, because the environment I grew up in. But we got to be careful of our energy and what invades our energy and what we watch, because that's food as well, too. Food of thought is because it's a receiver. You're receiving messages through the TV, through your everyday walk of life, the music. So you gotta be aware of what you're receiving. And I wasn't being aware. You know what I mean? Even with boxing is very violent, and being in violence all day, it's not the greatest thing. That's why I gotta remind myself sometimes, even being in pleasure, if you watching triple X type of stuff, you gotta fall back from that, like, cause you gotta realize, let love be in there. Watch a romantic movie. I know this sounds absolutely nuts for men. It does for me, but watch something with peace. You know, watch something that builds your intelligence. You know, debates there or something like that. You know, but something that's inviting, but also watch something that's inviting love. And like, if you don't understand, I'm always going to drop some gems. I'm always going to tell you to do better in life, and always say, hey, when you are out here and you're being very focused on what you're watching and what you got going on the social medias and stuff like that, remember this negative stuff that's reaching to your mind. Switch it and save it for yourself, and understand it's a balance of harmony. Negative, positive, balance it out. You can't be too much negative. You can't be too much positive. Too much of anything is bad. Period, point blank. Don't matter. On this earth, you be too much of a good guy, you get taken advantage of because people want to steal your energy. It's a pure energy that people want to steal. So you have to balance with the bad a little bit, meaning that you got to be prepared to defend yourself and be prepared to ride. That's it. For your family and for yourself. And also just stay away from negativity. Like I get a lot of like negative people. Like I need to be around more positive too. And I'm aware of that. But that was the reason why I was so inconsistent because I was going through so much. And you're not making money on here. Like I got the link right in my bio is a stream lab. It says tip. When I was on there, right, doing my thing, people ain't gonna just tip you. You gotta get to a certain status, right? And I hate doing that because I'm not monetized. But when you're not making money and you gotta do work and you gotta go do this and that and third, you sort of fall off from the YouTube and you can't focus and you can't, other things get on your mind. And I'm from the trenches. I'm from the trenches. I don't care what no one says. Like I get to thinking like, who, like, yo, what I gotta do? What I gotta get into? And at this 3-4 years, maybe even 5, I'm like, nah, calm down. I lost a lot of people, 10 plus people to the streets, got killed. It's not a game no more, like for real. No boxing, no life's a great wisdom you're dropping. I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's not like I'm the smartest person in the world. And sometimes I gotta take my own advice, but the reality is that it's just what I'm going through. Like, it's the real. I ain't paying attention to what I'm watching. I'm not paying attention to what I'm on my phone looking at. And I'm letting a lot of energies come to me. Wicked thoughts, but I don't let them control nothing. That's one thing. Wicked thoughts reach my head, and I'll be like, that ain't me. You can't fuck with my head. You stupid. No, get out of there. I'm not finna do nothing or do this or do that. You lost your mind. Because that ain't my character. That ain't my soul and my spirit. When you recognize that, then it can't defeat you. But also stop inviting BS to your mind. Even into your stomach. I do a lot of that too. I'm hungry right now. I'm hungry right now. I might eat something. But I might not. I ain't gonna lie. 12:43. We 62 minutes in. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all that was in the building, man. Shout out to No Boxing, No Life. Shout out to everybody that comes in the chat, man. There were some few people I had to ignore, though. I had to ignore a few people. I don't know. Jackson Bean, Y2P just came in and said John Moran. I had to ignore that. This is boxing. We talked to Zuffa boxing. Like, I had to ignore that. All right, say no more. No boxing, no life. Have a good night. Because I'm heading out too. I ain't gonna lie. I just wanted to push it further because the more you push it further on this thing, the more views you get. You know what I'm saying? And the more, attention you will grab from other people. So you have a good night. Keep doing your thing. I'll see you next go around with the next boxing event, especially next weekend. We know we're gonna talk that Lamont Roach versus William Cepeda. I'm already clearing my mind for that right now. Like I'm already ready. Say no more. Say no more, man. It's Titus from the 9-8. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to the Hitchens. He did his thing. Berlanga, I'm not a fan of Berlanga all the time, but Berlanga did his thing. Shout out to everybody that did their thing. You're in the chat. You watching. It's free 99 to subscribe. It's free 99 to show love. It don't cost no money. I'm a new channel trying to push myself to go further, and I would love to be blessed with y'all jumping in the chat, jumping in the comments, and effing with your boy. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And make sure y'all hit that bell button so you get notified of my lives because I like to go live and I like to talk with y'all. Y'all got an opinion as well too? Jump in the chat. I will literally say your opinion in the chat. Say your name, and I'll say your opinion in the chat, and we'll go back and forth if there's a disagreement or we could agree. I'm not a person that's hard to get along with. Like, I really do this YouTube stuff now. I'm really consistent and focused in. Y'all gotta be ready for Lamont Roach versus William Cepeda next week. I'm gonna really be watching because this could be a potential fight for Roach against Shakur Stevenson or Matala versus Matala, whatever, versus Shakur Stevenson, because they're both on the same card next week. It's your boy Titus from the 9-8. I gotta make sure y'all know it's free 99 to subscribe. It's free 99 to show love. It's free 99 to give love to God. That being said, I'm out.